So when you think about healing, what comes to mind? For most of us, it's about fixing something that's broken. But what if it's something more than that? Today, we're diving into a really powerful framework from doctors Allyson, Kelley, and Dolores Subia BigFoot. It completely reframes that entire journey, looking at the path through trauma and addiction as a profound spiritual transformation.
Right from the get-go, the authors hit you with this dedication, and it just sets the tone for everything. This isn't just some academic book, right? You can feel that it comes from a place of real loss. It's all about trying to find a way to heal the kind of brokenness that, let's be honest, touches all of our lives in some way.
And this is the book we're diving into. What's so great about it is how it invites us to just stop and rethink what healing actually means. It's this amazing mix of clinical psychology, really profound indigenous wisdom, and stories that are just so personal, they bring these big ideas right down to earth. All right, so where does a journey like this even start? Well, it begins with something we can all relate to, this feeling of being broken. And the authors are really clear about this. This isn't about some personal failing on your part. Nope. They frame it as a collective reality, a starting point that we all share.
You know, society is always telling us to be self-sufficient, right? Forge your own path. But what this book suggests is maybe that's not the whole story. Maybe there's actually a ton of comfort and wisdom in following a path that others have already walked, one that's been tested and that can let us know we're heading in the right direction. Okay, so if we're not supposed to go it alone, then what's the alternative? What path should we follow? Well, that brings us right to the heart of this work. The healing path. This is the big idea, the central metaphor that's going to guide us through everything else. And right away, the book just completely flips the script on what healing means. It's not about patching up a wound so you can go back to who you were before. No way. It's about something way deeper. It's a spiritual transformation. It's a process of redefining all those tough experiences to become the person you were truly meant to be. And this diagram just lays it all out so beautifully. Look at this. See how trauma can challenge our faith? But the path itself, it guides us forward. It's a way to move through the trauma, not just get over it. And in doing that, you actually enrich the gifts you were born with, things like curiosity and resilience. And the goal, the destination, it's what the authors call enduring well. It's this state of spiritual balance and wholeness, and it's kept alive by things like grace, generosity, service, and gratitude. Now, this is what I think is so radical and powerful about this whole approach, the principles it's built on. It completely changes the starting line. So many other recovery models start from a place of deficit, that something is fundamentally wrong with you. But this path, it says you start from a place of inherent goodness, that you are a spiritual being, that you are connected to others. It's a huge, empowering shift in how you see yourself. So, to really get this idea of our spiritual nature, the authors bring in this incredibly profound concept from indigenous wisdom that connects us to, well, everything. I mean, how beautiful is this? You have these ancient spiritual stories from different tribes, and then you have modern science, and they're both telling us the same thing. We are literally made of star material. It's this incredible reminder that you belong here, in the universe. You are not some cosmic accident.
Now, as inspiring as all that is, let's be real, the path isn't always easy. And the book is super honest about the very real barriers and challenges that we all run into on this journey to healing.
So this is what that brokenness can look like in our day-to-day lives. But again, the book frames these things, depression, anxiety, substance abuse, not as personal failings. Instead, they're signs of a much deeper spiritual crisis. They're symptoms that we're struggling to endure well in a world that can be really tough. And the scale of this is just wow. During the COVID-19 pandemic, global depression rates shot up to an estimated 25%. I mean, to put that in perspective, before the pandemic, it was around 3%. That's more than a 7-fold increase, a massive, clear sign of a collective trauma. And anxiety, that's one of the biggest roadblocks, right? The book has this perfect description. It's not just fear. It's a tense, unsettling anticipation of a threat. It's that feeling, that dark cloud of suspense that just hangs around, even when the danger is long gone. And that makes it so hard to stay on the healing path. Okay, so how do we deal with all that? The great thing is, this book doesn't just lay out the problems. It gives you practical tools, like a compass for the journey. So one of those tools is called the 5 A's. And think of it like a cycle, not a straight line. It starts with awareness, just seeing what's going on. Then you move to acknowledgement and assessment,
getting real about the situation. From there, you take action. And finally, you get to apology, which is all about forgiving yourself and others to get back into balance. And the key thing here is that it's a loop. You keep coming back to it. It's a practice, not one and done fix.
Here's another fantastic tool. It's called Our Spirit in Balance. Just look at this diagram. See how our spirit is right there in the middle? It's the hub that connects everything else. Our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, and our relationships. The idea is that all these parts have to be working together to find that harmony, that balance.
And this all leads to a really important question the authors want you to ask yourself. Do you really see healing as this holistic thing? You know, it's not about just fixing one broken part of your life. It's about bringing all these different pieces of you into harmony. So when you boil it all down, what is this path all about? It's about finding a whole new way to move forward. It's about taking apart those broken identities that we can get stuck in, and then consciously building new ones, new identities based on hope, meaning, and a sense of purpose. So what's the big takeaway here? It's this. True healing is so much more than just feeling better for a little while. It's a deep, spiritual, and truly transformational process. It's about becoming the person you were always meant to be. And that brings us to the final, really powerful question from the book. And I'm just going to leave it with you. Think of it as an invitation to start your own practice, to get quiet and really consider what you need to face to start your own journey on this healing path. So, the question is, what are you willing to sit with?